So there's a couple of very important parts about shooting that a lot of people overlook, and that is to always keep your rifle clean, and shotguns for that matter. What you're going to need for that is a cleaning rod, and you're going to need some brushes. Now, there are two types of brushes. One is a copper brush and the other one's a nylon brush. Now you may hear a whole heap of people saying, oh, don't ever use a copper brush in your bore. It'll scratch your bore, it'll destroy it, only nylon. I've gone through my guns with scopes after cleaning them with a copper brush. I've never seen a mark on it. All I've seen is a clean barrel. Why do I have both? Sometimes I don't need to do a deep clean, so I might just use a nylon brush just to give it a bit of a clean. I haven't put too many rounds through it. I've probably put 10 or 15 rounds, or even 10 rounds. I'll use a nylon brush. But if I've gone through 50 or 60 rounds, copper brush. And then after the copper brush, you've got a couple of options. One is to put like a mop through it, and the other one is to put a pad. So the pad goes on the end of one of these little eyelets. I'll just pull one out of the packet. And you just pull it over that little dib over there, put it in the back through your rod and push it all the way out. Never backwards, because you'll lose the cloth in there. You keep pushing it till it comes out. Another very important thing is that every third time that I clean my gun, I always pull the muzzle brake off and make sure that I give that a good clean, and I make sure that I can clean the crown as well, which is the beveled edge right at the edge of the barrel. The crown should always be spotless, but be very careful not to mark it. And let's get to it. Because of the style of this gun, I have to lift the cheek piece all the way up, and then I'm going to get my nylon brush this time, and I'm going to screw that on the end there, and I'm going to carefully place it through nice and gently until I get it inside the chamber and then straight into the bore, and it's just a matter of pushing it out. Now once I come to the other end, because I don't like pulling them backwards, I don't like the end of that barb touching my crown, I'll pull it through and I'll screw it back on again. Push it through. And now that's done, I'm going to put the mop through and get anything that's loose in there out. You'll find the mop is a little tighter, and you would have noticed, you probably wouldn't have seen it on camera, but usually when the mop goes through the first time, you always see a little bit of dust come out the other end. Now, if you're using the pads, you've got to keep pushing the pads through until it's spotless, and that can take quite a few goes. So now that I'm satisfied that that's going to be pretty clean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a torch here, goes over the barrel. And I rest it on the end there. And that's pretty spotless. So I'm happy with that. Now on to the next one. Now for the 308. Pull the bolt out. And very important that we're using the right caliber brush for the right caliber gun. And you don't have to just keep going. You try to pull back, it does get caught a little bit. But around the beginning of the rifling, you can, before you enter the barrel, you can give that a bit of a scrub. But what I do for that is I've purchased a larger brush than the caliber. That will allow me to get in there and give it a twirl and clean any carbon around, or the entry to the chamber, I should say, not the rifling. The rifling is getting cleaned now as we're pushing this through. I'll give this one more push. And now we'll put the 30 cal mop, which is larger, obviously, than the 22. And give that a nice push through. And this was pretty clean before, and you'll notice how it's gotten dirty there. Now this is just a quick clean. This is not a deep clean that we need to do. So once I get all these rounds fired off, there's going to have been probably 50 or 60 rounds gone through this gun. I'm going to do a video on doing a thorough clean, or we're going to scrub the bore and clean it properly and run patches through it. So it's pretty simple, just a quick clean before we go out in the field tomorrow. Why would you want to keep your gun dirty? It's after tomorrow though, they're both going to need a real thorough clean. So I'm going to show you how you do that and what barrel cleaners I use, and we'll also go down the barrel with a scope so we can have a really good look at it, and I'll show you what I'm looking for when I'm cleaning a gun. So for now, get my stuff ready for tomorrow.